Hello, Capricorn, and welcome. We need to talk about what's coming, because this isn't just another year for you. This is the beginning of a whole new era. Let's get into the blueprint for what we're calling your reconstruction.
Look, let's be real. Since 2008, the planet Pluto has been moving through your sign, and it has been a war, a relentless 15-year battle that took apart everything you thought you were piece by piece. But I'm here to tell you something that might feel impossible to believe. That war, it's over. It is finally and completely over.
But here's the thing, you've become a master of survival. You know how to navigate a crisis like nobody's business. The problem is, when the fighting stops, the silence can feel terrifying. And that's the core challenge you're facing now. This anxiety that bubbles up when things are calm, this feeling that peace itself is a trap, because crisis has been your normal for so long.
And that right there is the big question for 2026. All those skills that kept you alive, the hypervigilance, the defensiveness, the running on pure adrenaline, those are not the skills you need for what comes next. This is your moment to transform from a warrior into an architect. But with this new piece comes a whole new kind of danger. So what is the danger now? Right. The biggest threat isn't another storm coming at you from the outside. It's the temptation to create a storm yourself. When the piece feels too quiet, too unfamiliar, you might find yourself unconsciously starting a fire just to feel that old, familiar adrenaline rush of putting it out. Resisting that urge, that is your primary test.
Okay, so let's get into the blueprint. Part 1 of your reconstruction is what I call the fortress foundation. This is all about Saturn and Neptune moving through your 4th house, which is the part of your chart that rules your home, your family, your roots, your deepest sense of security. Seriously, this transit is the absolute bedrock of the next 30 years of your life. For years, maybe decades, all your focus has been on the outside world, right? Climbing that mountain of career, building your public reputation. Well, now, all that energy is turning inward. It's not about how high you can climb anymore. It's about how strong and deep your foundation is. You're not building a resume. You are building a sanctuary, a bunker.
So what does this actually feel like? Well, you might get this deep, almost primal urge to buy land, to build something permanent. I'm not just talking a house. I'm talking a compound. You might also find yourself stepping up to a heavy but really grounding responsibility for a parent or an elder. And with Neptune in the mix, get ready for an emotional flood, as old childhood memories come up to be healed. And, on a super practical note, maybe check your pipes for leaks. Seriously. Is there any good news? Oh, is there good news? Yes, there is incredible news. Because while you're doing all this intense work on your foundation, the universe is sending you a co-pilot. And this, my friend, is where things get really exciting, especially when it comes to your relationships.
I just want you to let that number sink in for a second. 12 years. Jupiter, the planet of luck, of expansion, of miracles, is moving into your 7th house of partnership. And it's doing it in the sign of Cancer, which is its absolute favorite place to be. This is, without a doubt, the most brilliant, supportive, wonderful energy for love and contracts that you have had in over a decade.
Now, what's so amazing here is that this works across the board. If you're single, the chances of meeting a truly supportive, wonderful partner are through the roof. If you're already in a relationship, get ready for a major level up. Think engagements, marriage, a deeper commitment. This energy also blesses your business deals. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. You have to change your mindset. That lone wolf, all do-it-all-myself attitude, it is now officially obsolete. It is your biggest liability. You have to learn to let someone in.
Okay, so we've secured the foundation, we've brought in a partner, now it's time to completely revolutionize your daily life. It's time for the workflow upgrade. This is thanks to Uranus, the Great Awakener, entering your 6th house of work, daily routines, and health. And trust me, it's here to shake things up for the better.
And I'm not being dramatic here. The way you've been grinding, that traditional 9-to-5 structure, is just not sustainable for your nervous system anymore. It's burning you out. Uranus is the planet of sudden, shocking change, and it's going to force an upgrade by literally making the old way impossible to continue. The key here is to get ahead of the curve. Don't wait to be forced into it. Start automating your tasks now. Look into AI, look into new tech. Embrace a more fractured, flexible schedule. Your body is telling you it cannot run on cortisol and caffeine anymore. Your whole system is prone to getting fried.
You need to start thinking like a biohacker, actively managing your energy and your recovery. It's all about working smarter and, frankly, weirder. And finally, let's talk about Pluto, your old frenemy, the planet of transformation. Well, it hasn't left you. It's just changed its address. For the next 20 years, its intense transformative power is shifting from redefining who you are to redefining what you own. The last 15 years were all about an identity crisis. The core question was, who am I? And the goal was just survival. The next 20 years, they are a quest for sovereignty. The question is now, what do I own? And the goal is to build real, tangible power through your assets, your resources, your skills. You're moving from survival to true autonomy. So here are the key moments to put in your calendar. February 13th, that's when the heavy work on your Fortress Foundation really begins. April 25th, the workflow revolution kicks off. June 9th, here comes that golden partnership energy. And on July 26th, you'll feel your focus shift decisively towards building this new kind of wealth and power. All of which brings us right back to where we started this whole conversation. We have the blueprint, we have the timeline, we know where the opportunities are. But absolutely all of it depends on you passing one final internal test. You have to break the trauma bond you have with your own struggle. It's a real thing. For so long, fighting has been your identity. And in a strange way, it's familiar, it's almost comfortable. You have to consciously, actively choose to let go of it. You have to choose peace, choose prosperity, even when, and especially when, they feel strange and unfamiliar. So at the end of the day, 2026 isn't a prediction, it's a choice. The blueprint is right here in front of you. The war is over. The tools are in your hands. So the only real question left is the one you have to answer for yourself. Will you pick up the bricks and start building your empire? Or will you stay standing in the rubble, mourning a war that has already ended?